Hello everyone, welcome to the very first part of Let's Play Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped with help from COOLPRO195, and this is our remastered edition in better quality than last year. Even though we were only able to upload 2 parts of it last time because
we only uploaded 1 part. We didn't get to upload part 2 because it was so long.
Actually that was part 3 we didn't get to upload.
Oh, was it? Okay, yeah. So we did upload 2 parts.
Yeah, part 3 was like quite long, and also it would have took very long to render because of like the amount. Yeah, and also the amount of times I failed in that video. Piss take. So here we are, the third instalment of Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. Yes, and obviously it's the PAL version, so Computer Entertainment Europe.
A Universal Interactive Studio
production. Okay. Let's zoom in a bit. That's better. There, now that's... Okay. Now that's basically the game. Yeah, basically the start of the game, and as you can see, it's the PAL version. You can choose between languages by going left and right on this bottom option, but you can do that in Crash Bandicoot 2 as well. But anyways, moving on, let's start the new game.
Oh, and Pedro, you can also use analog on this game as well. You can use analog now.
Yeah.
So, and that's Cortex and Space Station going to Earth.
Yeah. Bit of the Cortex vortex being exploded, and it frees Uka Uka from his little time prison that Aka can create.
At last. Uka Uka is free. No, it cannot be. Evil, great evil has come. None have dared to fail or break Uka Uka even once. But you, Cortex, you have failed me twice. Uka Uka, it was that Bandicoot from deep inside my temple prison. I sent you simple instructions to follow, but you lost the gems, you lost the crystals, and I have lost my patience. There is now no other power source left on this planet. And no, we've had a few unfortunate setbacks and failed. But since your bumbling has managed to set me free, I am feeling generous. There is still a way for us to amass the power needed to enslave this miserable planet. And this time the great Uka Uka will make sure that you do it right. After many eons, my evil twin, Uka Uka, has been freed from his underground prison. Long ago, I locked him there to protect the world from his malice. Now, free once again, he must be stopped. Children, Uka Uka and Cortex plan to use this time-twisting machine to gather crystals that lay scattered across time. I have brought you here to recover the crystals before they do so. To open the time portal, simply stand on a button and then jump into the portal. Good luck.
Okay, and just to finish off with that cutscene, I thought I'd open up the sprite bottle to add a bit of effect to it.
And a bit of humour as well. So you're going to start the game, Pedro?
Yeah, I'm just drinking a bit of my Sprite before I start. Anyways, I think the best option is that you could just stay there because the sun keeps on going in and out every time you move.
So, yeah, so we're going to start with the first level, Toad Village.
Yeah, and this is the first walkthrough, and as you can see, it's basically almost like the same setup from Crash Bandicoot 2, Cortex Strikes Back, but it's like a different type of walkthrough. Instead, you can see them all just by going to the left or right, but they have electric Cortex or someone like that put up some electricity gates where Crash cannot get past. So you have to complete this warp room in order to get to the second warp room. So now in this part we're going to do the whole of the first warp room, and we're starting off with Toad Village. Yes, and basically what you do is travel through time and stuff. In this game you can go through medieval stages and stuff.
Crash, 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 why must you always muck in my mud? Oh look, I have a mask helping me too. We will find out which one is more powerful soon enough.
Okay, so now we're starting the very first level of the game, level 1, Toad Village.
And how many levels are in this game, Peter?
I don't know, I think there are about 40 something.
Okay.
I don't know how many levels. I
There-
haven't even counted.
There's probably about 20, there's probably about 30 roughly in the game, plus secret ones. There are secret ones, aren't there? There are secret levels. So, including secret levels, it will be about 35, 40.
Yeah. Anyways, Crash can travel through time in this game, which is actually quite cool,
And time travel element to it as well.
yeah, which is awesome. And they also introduced new crates into it, like one of these roulette crates. And if you wait for it for too long, then it turns into a steel iron crate.
Yep.
And it will become unbreakable. So spin it while you can.
So therefore, it doesn't become indestructible.
Yeah, and also, yes, and the bonus rounds are still here, which is good. I like the bonus rounds.
And the bonus rounds have returned to the game as well. Have been kept in the game to keep the classic element to it.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a classic back then. Back then, this was modern gaming, and it was good as well. Still is.
Still is. It's probably the best Crash game, don't you think?
Yeah, I think it's one of the best Crash games I've played, and this seemed to be most appealing in my childhood. This seemed to be the most appealing Crash game when I first saw it, and because it was different of how everything looked, and what type of places there were and all that, and all the crates and all the power-ups and everything. You know, I even preferred this to Crash Team Racing.
Really?
Yeah.
But you still like Crash Team Racing, but you didn't like it as much as this.
And not as much as Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped. Crash Team Racing was basically Crash Bandicoot with karts and all that. But it was a bit like Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped though, because of the way it worked and stuff, and it also had similar characters, same type of characters of it as well, and yeah, you can still collect crystals and stuff, just like in Crash Bandicoot 2. But Cortex isn't using Crash to get the crystals this time. This time, Crash gets the crystals. This time, Crash gets the crystals to save the world.
Yep. So Crash isn't being tricked by Cortex again, he isn't being tricked.
Yeah. This time Cortex has nothing to do with the crystals.
Yep. And the boss in this level is tiny, isn't it, the boss?
Yeah.
And Crash does his little dance again, his little dance again.
Okay, so now we're going to save and then we're going to go to
Level 2.
levels.
And we're going to save for the first time in the Let's Play.
Okay, so let's save here. Oh, 105%. Oh yeah, I remember we did that last time.
But
Let's make a new slot. We did complete the LP, but we didn't get a chance to upload all the other parts.
Oh, so we did do other parts, we did the whole LP, but we didn't get to upload them.
No, we didn't.
So how come it says 105% then?
Because we completed it then.
Oh, okay.
We completed the game, but we didn't finish uploading the parts.
Okay. So we aim to upload the parts to you as normal.
And
If-
also,
If they're not too long, that is.
yeah, and also Crash can go into other stages other than medieval stages. Crash can also go into underwater stages, and sometimes you can play as Coco, where she can go into one of those levels where you're in the Wall of China, and there's also prehistoric levels where Crash can go into, and there's also making waves. There's
And that's Coco level, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Coco level where Coco is like set into the sea and all that, and yes, you basically roads and stuff, but there's more levels, like Egyptian levels and Arabian levels.
And futuristic levels,
yeah,
futuristic levels as well.
Motorcycle levels and futuristic levels. Those are sick.
Yeah, I know they are, aren't they?
So here we are in the underwater levels, so Crash goes to the underwater for the first time.
And some people find these types of levels hard.
Yeah.
But Peter finds them easy because he is an expert.
Yeah,
I find them pretty easy.
I'm not fully experienced in it from my childhood, so I know exactly what I'm doing.
And he knows where all the boxes are as well.
Yeah.
Well, he almost knows all the boxes. And we've now got 9 lives within the first 2 stages. We've got 9 lives already.
Well, I know where all the boxes are and stuff, and also you've got to watch out for these mines and stuff, and pufferfishes and everything. And the pufferfish, and also there's like fans that are like spinning these bubbles, and it puts pressure on Crash, and it makes him go down, but you can fight the pressure though.
But it's not recommended that you do. It isn't recommended.
Yeah, but it's not like you're gonna get sucked into there. It just pushes you to the bottom. So there's really no harm.
Yeah, I know.
And also you can press X to speed up, press square to spin. And now we have one of these type of underwater motors or something like that, where you can actually fire and boost. So you press X or square to fire bullets, and press circle to speed up, and that pressing circle is essential for actually speed running the game. And also there's another feature introduced to the game. They've now introduced time trials, which is actually quite good, which is where you can earn those relics.
And if you get the best time, you can get a relic, can't you?
Yeah, if you get a decent amount of time, recommended amount of time that they recommend you to get for that particular relic, you get it. There are 3 types of relics. The least, like, well, the best you can, not the best you can do, but just the average one is just, the average amount you can do is like, get a sapphire relic. That's the lowest type of relic you can go.
And then
and the middle one is gold, where you can just actually go for a fairly decent time, where it's just as good as platinum, and also the best platinum relics, where you can basically get the best time possible.
Yeah.
And also it'd be really good to beat your own personal best if you have it in the game, your own personal best record.
And we've got the gem.
Yeah, so here we go, and also we are going to come back into this level so we can get the relic. We're going to do that right now because you don't need the running shoes to do that, because you're underwater and it's worth doing it. But some people like Crash Bandicoot Spyro 12 wouldn't prefer to do it straight away because he finds it quite hard to do the time trials underwater. He wants to do it when he has the running shoes like all the others. But everyone's free to do whatever they like, so I'm not going to judge anything.
So you're going to do the time trial now?
Yeah.
So get it out of the way.
Yeah, and so you guys can see the time trial feature in action.
Crash, Coco, if you have already retrieved a levels crystal, then you will find a floating clock when you enter for the second time. This floating clock activates time trial mode. Grab it and the clock will start ticking. Race for the end to get the best time. But beware, some elements will change.
Yeah, it's right, some elements will change, like the boxes, they'll change because of, they'll change in order to get, they'll change into time boxes where you basically they just change because they change into time boxes where it freezes time and stuff. And also you gotta watch out for the obstacles. Like I just died then. But anyways, the good thing about time trials is that you don't lose lives, which is actually very handy.
Oh, so you don't actually lose lives, you just survive. If you can survive, you survive.
exactly, but you just die. If you die in a time trial, you don't lose a life.
Okay.
Which is actually a good feature. But some elements do change, which makes the game harder to speedrun.
So you don't have to get all the boxes because... So you don't have to get all the boxes because you've done that already.
Yeah, we've already got the gem, all we have to do is just speedrun the level. So what I'm doing is just constantly pressing X and square in order to speed my way through the game.
You mean through the level?
Yeah, that's basically what I mean.
Oh, well, you don't actually lose lives. That's
Yeah,
you don't lose lives.
Yeah, and I just proved it to you, seeing as I already have 11 lives. I'm going to get this first, so then I don't waste any time in order to get the time trial.
And with time clock can also stop time as well.
Yeah, when you break one of those time boxes, it freezes for 2 seconds, and they have numbers on them. If you break a time crate that has number 1 on it, it freezes it for 1 second. If you break one that has number 2 on it, it freezes it for 2 seconds. If you break a box that has number 3 on it, it will freeze it for 3 seconds.
And so on.
And that's the furthest amount of time you can freeze. Unless you break a certain amount, unless you actually have an opportunity to break a bunch of time boxes in one go, then you can freeze a huge amount of time. It's possible to do, but you just have to be really quick because the time doesn't freeze forever.
Your ads didn't quite work.
Be careful not to jinx it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was close. I was going to speedrun through down there, but then I knew I was going to get electrocuted, and that would waste even more time. Okay.
Yeah. I'll try and fix it.
A bit valuable time wasted, but nevertheless, I can still make it.
And you're about 20 seconds.
1 minute and 20 seconds, and I've got the sapphire relic, but I'll need to get a gold in order to get at least a gold or a platinum, so I can complete the game properly to get that massive explosion.
But you're going to set up a sapphire at the moment.
Yeah.
But you will backtrack to it in order to get a gold relic, yeah?
Well, I don't see the point in backtracking because it's just going to take some time in order to do it.
Oh, you're doing it again?
Yeah.
Oh, to get a better time, yeah, okay.
Yeah, and a better relic, because the lowest you can go is basically sapphire. And so I'm going to get at least a gold. I remember getting a platinum relic in this one. I've done it a few times before, and so I'll do it again.
You can do it, it proves that you can do it.
Yeah. Anyways, I'm going faster than usual now. Maybe I should go even more faster when I'm on those underwater motorcycle things.
Yeah, maybe.
Underwater scooters that have those bullets.
Yeah, maybe.
Whoa, how did I miss that? Jesus.
You did wait a bit to find which one. But doesn't matter, you're still going very quick. So you want to avoid the one at 20 o'clock.
Oh god, I hate those wheels.
Oh, you've only got electric there.
Oh no, these boxes ain't doing any help. No. It's blocking my way.
Yeah, you could speed up a bit.
Oh.
Yes!
And I got a gold relic.
Gold relic.
There.
Right.
That's good.
And our best time was 1 minute and 8 seconds.
I don't know, I think last time we got a platinum relic, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, we probably did.
Yeah, probably did, but I'm going to settle for gold because that's good enough to get the full 100% ending where you get that massive explosion with that gem.
Okay. Oh, so you did to get the 100% ending?
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. That's good. So, we did that level 3 times. The first time we did it properly, by getting all the boxes. Then the second time we got a sapphire relic, and then the third time we got a gold relic.
Yeah.
It's okay to repeat it to get a better relic.
Yeah, and also to beat your personal best.
So 1:20 would have been a sapphire relic, yeah?
But if you people were just bored of watching the same level, then you didn't have to watch it. You could have skipped to the part where we played the next level.
Yeah, you could actually do that, yeah. Do that.
Yeah, it's not that hard to do. But anyways, now moving on to level 3, Orient Express. And it's the first time you play as Coco, Crash's little sister.
Yeah. I think, just going on the subject of Nina Cortex, I think that she's actually Cortex's daughter instead of niece.
Oh yeah, because I remember Crash Insanity Cortex said, "Oh, my daughter, niece." He almost said daughter.
So I think that she is actually his daughter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, I wonder who Cortex was.
Oh, because he would have to do that in order to have a daughter.
Yeah.
We'd have to do that. But his name is Cortex anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I wonder who he added. But anyways. But I don't see how Cortex can be single and have a daughter all by magic. But anyways, getting back to the game, and I died a few times so I missed that box. But now that's out of the way, we can finally proceed.
And we just got the crystal.
Yeah. And also got all these lines and stuff and all these barriers. And you can hold circle to spin. Yeah, Coco basically rides on Pura the Tiger on the Great Wall of China.
Yep.
Where you can just actually get up. Yeah, and we got the gem.
Good. Are we going to do a time trial bit as well?
Yeah, because this level's also good for speedrunning and you don't need the running shoes from the end of the game after you beat Cortex for the first time.
So yeah. And I'm not going to spoil the ending by saying what the ending is, so we're just going to get to it and then you'll see the ending. So we're now going to do a time trial now.
Yeah, basically you can hold square or circle for Coco to speed up.
Ooga Ooga and Cortex want Tiny get crystals and bring them to big Colosseum in Rome. Crash, leave them for Tiny or Crash get crushed.
Yeah, and that was just Tiny having his little commentary on the vortex.
Yep.
And now, after we unlock the time trial, we are gonna speed through the entire level.
And we don't get all the boxes because we've already got them.
Yeah.
So we can just speed through it pretty much.
Yeah, and get the do the best I can. At least the gold or platinum, but at least the gold will do fine.
Yeah. And we're doing quite well now, aren't we?
Yeah.
I'm not saying more because like one big ship.
Oh, I missed that.
Which one that is it?
There, got it there, that's good. And also there's a glitch where you can actually jump and land in the portal and get the...
20 seconds, that's not bad.
Yeah, 20 seconds is a good time.
Yeah.
There's a glitch where you can actually land into a portal, and we got the gold relic, which will do.
And that is our best time period.
Yeah, that's a decent amount of time to do. And also, we beat a personal best on that was saved on the, you know, the internal memory card on the
Yeah.
PS3.
And I think that I created an internal memory card for the PS1.
Yeah, of course you did. Otherwise, how are we going to save the data of these PS1 games?
Yeah, I know. And I also created a PS2 one as well.
Yeah.
PS2 one as well.
You wouldn't need a PS2 memory card on your PS3 because it doesn't have any backwards compatibility. But if you were thinking to download a PS2 game from PlayStation Store, then maybe you would create one.
But we'll probably delete that. I'll probably delete that now. And I already have a PS3 one because it's saved on the hard drive.
Yeah.
So.
You don't really need a PS3
No, I know.
card. There's no such thing as a PS3 memory card. It's got the hard drive to save its own data of the games.
Yep. So now we're on level 4.
Anyways, now we're on to level 4, Boneyard. And
this is set in prehistoric times.
Yeah, Crash basically gets chased by a Triceratops.
Yep. And this is another chase level.
Yeah, basically it's the first chase level in the game where Crash gets chased and the Triceratops will come out of there chasing Crash to his doom.
There you go. And there is the Triceratops. And let's get all boxes here, let's get the boxes.
Yeah, you need to get the gem.
But we don't need to do all of the one fruit because one fruit doesn't matter. You just have to get the boxes. Are we going to do a time trial on this?
No, we're not going to do that straight away because we need the running shoes.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
It is possible to do it
Without.
It is possible to do it without it, but you won't get good enough time. But as long as you're really fast and lucky enough to get at least a gold or a platinum, then that would be good. Then that's good to know. Then that would be a good time for just doing it without the running power.
But I think that we'll wait until we get the running shoes, won't we?
Yeah, and also this is the first death path bit, as you see, but this is outlined because we need the red gem, the dark red gem in order to unlock this death path, and then that won't be an outline anymore. And also there are retarded scientists hidden underneath in the swamp, and they try to do anything to get Crash to dig and get Crash killed and drown him inside the swamp. So that's just a stupid thing to do. And also you can spin the grass, but then just waste a bit of time. But you can, for the grass to slow you down so you can speed your path up. But anyways, moving on to the way.
And now we're on time. We've nearly completed the first walkthrough now.
Yeah, that's the first walkthrough, almost covered for you people. Now it's barely flopping away from.
So the only thing is, we can't do 2 left legs for 45 minutes. So we're going to have to skip clone wars again.
Yeah.
The clone wars will take too long.
I know the levels are long.
So do you want to do in a horror?
Yeah, we could possibly do that.
So we'll probably do that after this part. Or do you want to do part 2?
We could do it after this part. We can do part 2 another day. There's plenty of time on the road.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, and in the beta trailer of this, in the promo trailer, in some of the demo discs in the UK that are released, you can get the baby T-Rex, which Crash rides on, and you can take him here. I wish they actually kept that for the final product, but they didn't. And there's also a lot of things that they could have kept in for the final product that was in the beta promo trailer. Like for example, that bonus round they had in level 6 G-Wiz. It was like the bonus round in Crash Bandicoot 2 Cortex Strikes Back, where you just fall through this unstable platform with a question mark on it.
And that
was actually quite a sick bonus round. It was like some underground station it was, and it was set in medieval times as well.
And we've got the gem.
Yeah, but then I'd love if a prototype version of Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped somehow gets released and found out by someone, then I'd really like to play it. But obviously it'll be released on ISO. Obviously it'll be an ISO and people will be playing on emulators, and they'll be doing it, and they're basically just going to be playing, and some people will just be let's playing it and stuff, just like they did with the beta prototype of Crash Bandicoot 1, which is what we might be doing sometime in the future.
Yeah. And now we're now on 10%.
Yeah, so we made it 10% into the game, which is good so far.
And now we just do level 5 and then the boss fight, yeah?
Yeah. We'll do the boss fight then. Yeah, we'll do level 5, then the boss fight, then go back to the time trial of level 5, then finish. Because we can't do level 5 twice, because we've already got the crystals, all 5 crystals, and then there'll only be one button over here, and that'll be tiny, which creates the force field bubble, this time travel bubble, in order to get into the...
we don't have a lot to the level.
I know, I was just explaining it.
Okay.
Anyways, moving on to level 5, making waves.
And this is the final level of the Warped one. And this is the second Coco level. So in theory, there's 2 Coco levels and 2 Crash levels.
Yeah, that's basically
3 Crash levels and 3 Crash levels and 2 Coco levels. Oh, you did that box right?
I know, I missed it, stupid. I don't know how I missed it. And also, Coco can do all sorts of tricks where you can go on top of him. You can go really fast. Coco can basically go down, she can basically do a turn in the air. She can turn left, and she can turn right. And I missed that box. And she can also do a backflip.
And Coco is riding a jet ski.
Yes, basically it's a jet ski level. Be careful not to crash into these sailors. These sailors, they look kind of French, but telling by the clothes they wear and the stripy tops. And also, go on here and land inside their boat, you get a life, which is actually quite good. And basically, you're killing them and you get a life, which is good. But I can see how it makes sense, because technically someone else dies and it's an extra life for you, so technically you took their life away, and a stupid bird will stand on top of that box. And I wasn't even pressing anything to move the jet ski, but it just moved automatically, which is the really stupid thing about the game.
Yeah. And we just got
Yeah, and I also hate those stupid mines. Careful not to crash into them either. They could really piss you off. But this is nothing. But if you think this level's hard, then you should wait till you get to the secret levels. They're a lot harder than you think. And yes, they are jet ski levels. Oh, and I nearly crashed into that. So lucky.
So, just want to stop it a crash for a second. What day do you get from it?
I'm doing Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. I was told that I Friday off. Just like
And
last year.
I Friday off.
You'll
So, well, they let me coincide. Some of they coincide.
Yeah. Anyways, now I've got those 3 boxes. I'm going to jump on top of that sailing boat in order to get a life. What the hell? I jumped on top of him, not in the next to him.
Oh, I'm
not
so
in
annoying.
it. Game got fucking glitched. Oh, and I nearly crashed into that mine. See, the controls in this level are quite clumsy, and also, if you haven't played a game for a long time, no matter how much you're good at it, the game can still fuck up on you if you haven't played it for a long time. You just want to go back and get that box.
You did miss that box, didn't you?
Yeah, I know I missed that box.
I thought you would miss that box.
This game's kind of gay, it makes you miss boxes out of nowhere.
They try and avoid the money.
I know.
As always.
And also it makes it almost impossible to speedrun, because the obstacles in this level are hard to make it a challenge.
Did you miss the box?
No, I've got a box, so I'm just gonna... Oh, you fucking prick.
That's so annoying, isn't it? So annoying.
It's only the first walk, jeez.
You shouldn't be playing the first walk. You shouldn't be playing it.
I know, but I haven't played this game in ages.
That's probably why. Yeah, this level would be very hard to speedrun.
I'm not fuck jumping into his boat. I'm just gonna waste even more lives getting killed.
And we got the gem.
We can finally jump into the portal.
So we're not going to do a time trial of it, obviously.
No, of course. Yeah, we are going to do it after the tiny tiger boss, which is the easiest boss in the game.
Yeah, of course.
You can just take him out from one knockout, one punch.
So we will have time for an Elena Warrior, okay? We will have time for it.
Yeah.
Coco, store the pretty crystals. Tiny, take them back in Gladiator Arena.
Okay, so that's basically Tiny's final speech in the vortex. And there's Cortex watching the whole thing, hoping Tiny will win, but obviously he's going to lose.
Who is next boss of Tiny?
Dingle.
And then it's Entropy, and then it's Engine, and then it's Cortex.
Yeah. Now, Tiny basically jumps out. All we have to do is tire him out so he can get his fork stuck into the ground. You can basically jump on top of him, or just spin him, or slide into him, or belly flop onto him. Doesn't matter how much you do it. And also, they've got these lions where you can actually spin them, and you also need to avoid them so you don't get eaten by them. And
Yeah, I often fail at this boss fight because of the lions.
Yeah, I used to fail because of the lions. I remember getting eaten by them some of the times when I was really hungry, when I was 3.
I didn't know that you could spin them.
Yeah, you can spin them, you can also jump on top of them. And also if you have that super death tornado spin, it helps even more, so you can get a lot of wealth through, which is actually a really good advantage.
And that supercharged body slam.
Yeah, and we get the belly flop on this level. We get the super belly flop, the super body slam on this level, which is actually a cool power up. And also you can break more boxes, but don't do it near dangerous explosives like TNTs or nitros.
Well done, children. By defeating Tiny, you have unlocked the gate to the next time travel area. Go back to the center of this time twister and save your progress if you wish. From there, you will see that the gate to the second time travel area is now open.
Yes, so basically don't belly flop near TNTs or nitros or all sorts of explosives, otherwise you will die.
Oh, Pedro, maybe we could record one case now and then one case later.
Yeah, better than you want.
And then I can send you the file and then you can just put them together. Or can't you do that? Can't you do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
I'll send you the file. And it will be part 7 file, it'll be the part 7 file.
Yeah.
Or we could just do 2 cases now. But it takes too long to do case 2, it takes too long.
Yeah, but anyways, now we are 30% into the game. Let's move on.
To the time trial of level 5.
Yeah, making waves.
And that will be our final bit in this part.
Yeah, that'll be the final part level you'll see in the game. And here's the super belly flop in action before I get to the time trial. And basically, we're in this crash is basically in the time twister where Dr. Entropy created and Cortex and all that. I think took credit for it.
Why must you continue to be a thorn in our side? What? Where was I? Oh, Tiny was a good fellow. He hated everyone and everything, but a good heart nonetheless. Please be more reasonable with my minions next time.
Please be more reasonable, my minions, next time.
Well, we can't be reasonable with them, otherwise then we would let them take over.
Exactly.
So we can't be reasonable.
Why should we be reasonable with your minions? They're obviously gonna kill us.
Yeah.
So that's the whole point. We're supposed to do that. Basically, he's begging us to let him win.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So we don't have to get the boxes. We just have to get the time thing.
Yeah.
The time boxes. That's all we need to get. Yeah.
Yeah, that's basically all we need to collect in the time trial. And watch out for these pieces of crap tumbling around, shooting out these boats.
Yeah, I think that we should record one case now and one case later.
Yeah.
Therefore you can... But I will have to send you both files anyway, both files.
Yeah. got to speed through this.
Yeah, if you can do it quickly, it might actually help our progress in there. Might be a bit better.
Oh crap. Hit by those pieces of crap after I got the upload. Anyway, let's move on.
Yeah, time trials level are quite difficult, aren't they?
Yeah, they're really and the obstacles don't help until they just stir things up.
Yeah. And you've got 4 seconds there, you've got 1 and 3.
Yeah. That's 4 seconds of the time goes in. It's not like we can Oh, I missed that one too.
So we're only going to think for 1 second to 3. Oh, we're quite near the end.
Yeah, very good. Oh, stupid bomb.
That doesn't help at all. We could have finished it just then, we could have finished it.
I know, but it wasn't such stupid mind. But anyways, we could get a better time now and do it without hitting those, without missing those boxes, time code boxes, which is a good aim. But it's these waves, they make the ramps go up and down, which makes it annoying when you don't get the box.
We have got enough rocket launchers, good isn't it?
Yeah, definitely cool. And also I didn't get hit by those pieces of crap balls this time. And also I took a quicker route through there, which I think will give us an advantage for more time. Oh, and I missed those two as well.
But it doesn't really matter, does it? That one doesn't matter. But you can't hit that without failing, so basically you don't hit that one. Ooh, you ready to hit that?
I know, but anyways, in the end, stupid painful. They've got all 3 of them in the air, which is a good result. Now let's speed to the end of the level without caring what. And 1 second below a minute. Oh, Sapphire, you are bullshitting me, man. It's not even a minute.
So, we're going to do it again?
Yeah, we're going to be redoing this.
Ugh. That kind of wastes time, though. That's wasting time.
I know, but it's not my fault this game has stupid records in the game.
You 1 minute 8 seconds. If it's less than a minute, if it was 58 seconds, it would have been.
I did, but he just missed it.
Damn.
It's
yeah,
stupid.
we only have till 7 o'clock, so.
I know, it's stupid when Crash does that as well. He misses the portal and it looks like it's going to come up, but then it isn't, which makes it stupid.
Yeah, maybe because it didn't complete that in time. Maybe we missed some time boxes, so therefore it slows down. Oh, that's annoying, isn't it? That's annoying.
Come on, no bullshit in the first part. I've only just started the LP.
The bullshit would be.
Come on! I was going on the side. This game's. I was aiming to go on the side.
Oh no, it didn't work.
No, the controls are just pissing me about.
Yeah, try your aim for like a minute, under a minute.
Yeah, we did under a minute. Well, that was the second under a minute, and we got the sapphire.
Oh, maybe because it wasn't 58 seconds, so 58 seconds is gold.
Yeah.
Oh,
they. No, that just pisses me off.
We won't get through 2 places now because if we had a bit more time, maybe we could.
I know, it's not my fault this game's decided to screw me.
That's like 15 seconds. I bet I'm not
Dickheads ran over my scooter, ran over my jet ski.
You very nearly hit that, you very nearly hit that.
So close, man.
Yeah, we're actually quite close to the edge, actually. Be careful with a bit extra
two. Think I missed those two last time. But anyway,
You already hit that again.
got the Akaku mask and
Really hit
yes,
that.
I nearly hit that, which is a good result. Get away from me, you stupid bomb! I need you. Oh, do you see the way Coco's jet ski jumped on the wave? That was actually quite sick. And Coco went higher. I know, I am concentrating. I'm just pointing out the way that the wave hit Coco. And yeah, it's like she got kicked up by a football. It's like someone kicked up a football. 54 seconds.
Yes, gold ready.
And we got the gold ready.
And we beat our best time as well.
Yeah, finally we got an even better record. The recommended relic that we need.
So now we're going to do Elevator War now.
Yeah, so anyways, we're going to start recording LA Noir new part after this, so... But anyways, we replaced that with Sapphire Relic, and now we're going to save the game before we end the part.
Yep.
Now, there's a little bit of bullshit going on there for the first part, but nevertheless, we got through.
And we got through the first walkthrough as well. So now we have four walkthroughs left. Good.
Yeah, now we are 14% into the game, which is a good sign. Moving on. So that basically wraps everything up for the very first part 1 of Let's Play Crash Bandicoot 3 Warped WHF COOLPRO195. See you guys in part 2. Laters, everyone.
Laters.